So we seem to be getting to have a lot more insight into your character's life and upcoming baby.
Yeah, Daddy Diggle.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I always joke that he's going to have a Bajorn and a Glock, you know, just a baby and a. Yeah, it's gonna. You know, I said it yesterday at the panel. It's going to cause some tension because he has some things at stake. I don't think that Diggle is really going to have a problem. I think Oliver is going to really have a problem with the idea that this guy's a father and he's risking his life every day for his crusade, which Diggle does take great offense to. You'll see that in the first episode. But yeah, there'll be some tension.
So what's going on this season with after the aftermath of what happened last year?
Yeah.
What's going to happen? How's Oliver going to take, everything?
Well, Oliver's in a good place, right? He's he got the baddie without killing him, and he's officially become, like a hero that doesn't kill and brings them to justice. Now you got to pull the carpet off from under him, right? And that's the idea of the season. The big bad guy. You guys know who he is? Okay, great. Because that's going to be revealed tonight, and from what I'm hearing, and or very soon. If it's not tonight, it's going to be tomorrow, whenever it is. But that's going to test Oliver and the whole team in a way we haven't seen. And in terms of this whole, we're not going to kill and we're going to do it the right way. All that will be challenged this season.
Diggle always seems to be like him and Felicity are big influences on Oliver. Can you talk about how that's going to progress or where Oliver's at in the upcoming season and where your character, like in terms of viewing how you guys do your hero work and the whole how to handle things, killing, not killing?
Well, even in the beginning of this first episode, I think they teased last night, they go on a date. I think Oliver's at a place where he wants to see if he can balance being a normal person and being the arrow at the same time. And that gets challenged very, very quickly. And a big reflection of that is how he really challenges Diggle in terms of wanting him to stay on the team. He sees Diggle as almost having too much to risk, and now that he's a father, and that will provide a big challenge between he and Oliver. Not that they're always is a bit of a contentious relationship anyway, along with like a big brother, little brother relationship anyway. But that's one of the challenges. The other challenge for Oliver will be just how he feels with Felicity and trying to have a normal life. That's not going to happen, and at least not immediately. And again, the hero theme. Can he continue to fight without killing? Particularly when you see the team that's being formed against us this season. So some of these big lofty themes of not to kill and being a hero, all that stuff will be challenged. And in terms of the team, Diggle particularly is going to try to keep on track. I think Diggle's always kind of been the voice of reason, the moral voice, I think. And for him, he's now involved with Argus. He's now involved with Suicide Squad, and he's a father. So we'll see what that all means to the team. Even in the beginning of the first episode of the first season, or the second episode, the team immediately begins using Argus resources. So it's Argus is going to be a big part of it. Yeah.
Is there anything more you can tell us about the Argus role?
Well, I don't know. I'm looking at Greg over there. I'm like, I don't know. I think, Lila's now the head of Argus. And we're going to see how long that lasts. Somebody else might end up being the head of Argus. Who knows?
About how Oliver has to balance his two, having to try to have a life and try to be the hero. But it sounds like with your family developing, that's a balance children have to strike as well. So in terms of how Oliver deals with it, how does Diggle do it?
I think that's the challenge. I think that's where the writers want to take this. They want to make the stakes higher. How does he get more involved with not only Team Arrow, the Suicide Squad and Argus, but also have a family, have a child? Some of the things that Oliver wants to do You're going to see that happen with Diggle this season. Some of those balances of his personal life and this crusade, Diggle's going to start doing this season. And I think Oliver is going to see some of what Diggle goes through and have to make some choices as well. So it's interesting because both these men have problems forming relationships, I think, and Diggle has kind of gone through some of these things. He's had a crucible. He's had an island in Afghanistan already that he's kind of dealt with, and he's further along with dealing with some of his demons. So I think. I think that answers. I hope that answers your question.
Exactly.
So the show is not afraid to kill
Right.
people, which is shocking and refreshing at the same time. I know you can't really talk about any spoilers, obviously, but I mean, are we going to go through, like kind of like family being in danger, things like that? Kind of like the same. Story. I mean, not the same story, obviously, but.
Anytime you have a child and a wife or a potential wife, unfortunately, they're at risk. It's just the way storytelling usually goes. I think you'll have some of that. They've already talked about Deadshots. Deadshot has a girl. Something we might do with that. And the Suicide Squad having to form to help John Lawton in that situation. That might happen. That story's on the table. But, so yeah, anytime you have, vulnerable people, the storytelling kind of puts that at risk just in a natural way. So yeah, there'll be some of that.
And I'm sorry, you just brought up Deadshot. Is there going to be any more development between Diggle's relationship with Deadshot?
Yeah,
especially with Diggle's brother.
Yes. Last year, it was revealed to Diggle through Deadshot that Hive, H-I-V-E, was the clandestine organization that hired Deadshot to kill his brother, and his brother was the Mark. So whatever wonderful ideas that Diggle had of who Andy Diggle was, his brother, he was not who he thought he was. So that will be explored. They talked about a flashback of the Diggle Andy story, and so Diggle will be very fleshed out. They're going forward and going backwards. We're going to see more Diggle this season.
We're going to get flashbacks?
Yeah, they talked about having the relationship between Andy Diggle and John Diggle. We're going to explore that in some flashbacks. Because Andy, the reason why he hated Deadshot was because he thought that Deadshot missed the target, hit his brother. But he didn't. He hit the brother because that was the Mark, hired by this group called Hive. So we're going to explore that in some flashbacks and moving forward with who Hive really is. Hive is an actual DC comic book organization. You guys may know that. And we're going to explore some of that.
So, you know how Oliver's flashbacks, he has this like really kind
crazy
of
wig?
Crazy wig.
Am I going to have an afro?
Nappy looking hair.
Yeah, will I have an afro?
So what's going to happen?
Yeah, Diggle in the army is going to have a permed fro, pulled back, and a rubber band with a bandana. No. Maybe a crew cut. Maybe a John Stewart Green Lantern crew cut. Did I say that? No, but who knows? Yes.
Thank you so much.